Homestead Corner, and today I'm going to take these two Dollar Tree Christmas trees and turn them into a centerpiece for our coffee table. So I'm going to use these two Christmas trees, and I've got some berries here. I think I'm going to use these. They're burgundy and like a creamy white. These are both from the Dollar Tree. All four of those. I don't know, I probably won't use all of them. Won't need that much. And then I have this like garland from the Dollar Tree as well that I probably will use that. And hot glue gun, glue stick. I've got some red Christmas ribbon, just something kind of thin. Some jute twine. This is from Walmart, but I just have this in the house all the time. It's like really huge. It's a pound. I don't know how many feet it is, but it's a pound of jute. So that's something we always keep in the house. We use it for everything. And I have these two little LED candles. These are both from the Dollar Tree as well. And some burlap ribbon. And some scissors. And let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I am trying to make this centerpiece for the living room. And I have an idea, so I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. So I'm going to use these two Christmas trees from the Dollar Tree, and I don't need the legs, so we can just set those aside. And set these out. Alright, there's that. And then I am going to take these bases off. There's these like chunky bases on the bottom to put the legs in, and I don't need those, so they slide right off. That's handy. So we're going to take those right apart, and then I'm going to just, let's see, we'll just attach these together first. We want to get them to lay flat. Which side's going to lay the flattest, because this is going to lay on the table instead of standing up. So I'm going to take some twine, some of this jute twine. We're going to take some of that and we're going to put a little bit of glue here in between our tree stems. And we're going to stick them together. And just right there. We're going to need a little more glue. They don't quite fit right. Yeah, we'll just gob it right on. That'll work. Just give that a minute to set, because that's a big wad of hot glue. And I'm going to stick this jute right in here, in this big mess of hot glue, so it'll be stuck in there. And I'm just going to wrap, as soon as this is dry, I'm going to wrap this around these stems so you won't be able to see them. You won't be able to see my big wad of glue. Alright, so they're still moving a little bit. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm just going to take off some of these berries. And I probably am only going to need one of the white and one of the red. I don't think I'm going to use those leaves because I have a lot of greenery here. But I love the deep burgundy color of these berries. They are so pretty. What a deep, rich burgundy color. I like it. Okay, so this is getting pretty stiff here. And I'm just going to take the jute and wrap this whole center section. Just going to put it pretty tight, and I'm just going to keep wrapping it around just to cover all that glue and the stems. We'll put some stuff in there anyway, so you won't see that, but probably won't even see the jute in there. I hope, once we get done. So, there we go. Alright, so we've got that all wrapped, and we're just going to trim this jute and glue it on the bottom side. Glue's pretty hot. I like to use scissors or something to get it on there just to hold it down while it cures. All right, so then we have this little darling. So we've got these 2 trees, so I'm gonna fluff these out and see what it's looking like. These trees are usually pretty scarce and thin, so I am going to, I've got this extra so we can fill it in where it needs help. So we're just gonna see what we can get out of this craziness. And I'm gonna bring all my branches out and up. So this lays flat on the table. So there's not gonna be any branches going behind it. Those bottom branches, we'll pull those right out to the sides. Okay, and on the ends here, there's this big long piece, and I'm just going to fold this right down. So it kind of goes in out to a point, but it's not too long. And I'll just wrap that inside. Those will pretty much stay because they're wired. They'll stay right where you want them. And I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so we have our trees all fluffed out, and they need a little bit of help. They're kind of bare in there, as you can see there. It's kind of bare. We want to fill that in so it's not looking quite so scarce in there. And so, but these are way too tall. I do not want these bottom branches near the middle. They are just way too tall. So I'm going to take these and fold them in half and just kind of wrap them against themselves, which is just going to make them a little fluffier. I don't mind if it's kind of wide, but I don't really want it that tall because I want to use these candles in it, and they're kind of short, only about 3.5, 4 inches. I think they're 4 inches. So we want to just kind of get it all in there. Let's see, that one. I'm just going to turn those in a tiny bit on the edges. Kind of, you can make them a little longer, making these a little bit longer as they go out. Just these center ones that are kind of standing up. We want to not make those so prominently tall. Okay, so we've got them all bent down, so they're not too tall. We've probably got about 3 inches here, the tallest part. And then this is still pretty sparse, so we're going to take our garland, and this is a lot longer, which is okay. The needle part of it is a lot longer. This is fine. As long as it's as long as you want it, you can always adjust it to what you like. So, which is what I'm going to do. So this is the wired garland, so it will keep whatever shape you give it, which is nice. And then I'm just going to cut pieces of this so we can fill in between. I might leave it long actually, just to give it that little extra texture. So if we go about that long, you can make these as long as you want, but what I'm doing here is I'm going to go from the bottom and just bring it up around that thing and just twist these so they will kind of adhere to each other. They will hang on. So that just gives us a little more to fill in that bare spot right there. See how that does that? I don't know if you can see that, but that looks really good. And then we're just going to cut one a little bit shorter because this kind of goes down as it gets to the ends. It's a little taller here than here. So we're just going to do a tiny bit shorter. So we want it to be similar length so it matches in. Looks like it goes there. And then I'm going to fold that in half and stick it up in here and just twist those. And then you can kind of push them out to where you want them. If you want to match your needle length, and let's say this is a lot shorter than this, and you want to match it, you can always come in and give this a haircut. Super easy. Just give it a little haircut and it looks just like your tree. So you can always do that. And it's super easy to do. And super messy. We'll just take this one we gave a haircut and we're going to fold it in half. And we're going to stick it down in here. Come up from the bottom and just twist them together. I like that the color is just a tiny bit off. The tree is just a shade darker than this stuff that I'm putting in. So it gives it a little bit of depth. Again, fold it in half and twist around. Alright, so that fills that side in really nicely, and we're just going to go ahead and get this side filled in. Alright, so now I'm just going to cover up this little burlap section in here of the jute, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I have cut these so they'll be the right length in here, and I'm just going to put them right in and just twist them. And I love these wires because they work really good and stay where you want them. And this will just fill in my spot here. So everything is held together, and this thing is solid. With 4 kids, you can't be having anything that's going to fall apart, I can tell you that. Because it will. They will do, I don't know what they do. They're crazy. So there is that one more here. We're going to fill this right in, make it nice and bushy. Okay, so we've got all our stuff here. Everything is together, and you could like take this, and if you did any cutting, just kind of shake those poppies out. Because, you know, there. So this will be good. It'll be good. And you can arrange these however you want them. But this is, now I've got my base made. You can see this is how it's going to be. It's probably about, I don't know, 2 feet long, 2.5 maybe. Not really good with that stuff. Alright, so I want to put some of these berries in here. So I'm going to play around and see where I like them. And I'm just going to kind of set them in to start with. Maybe we'll just kind of set them in there. And then once I figure out where I want them, then I can glue them in so they won't come out. So I think think I like that. I think I need a flower maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. So oh, my red ones are coming apart. A little berry there. So I think I like that with the red and white berries. So I'm gonna glue these in right where they are. Just hot glue on the stem and stick them back in there so they won't go anywhere. I love hot glue because it can withstand my children. Because they have to touch it. They can't see with their eyeballs. They have to see with their hands. Are your kids like that? My goodness. Okay, so now we have our berries tucked in there. And it's just a little bit of color. I like that. So the thing I was thinking with the candles is kind of work them in here somewhere, somehow. Not really sure. Here's kind of a spot over here. I guess we could kind of wrap these greens. If you bend these greens a little bit, they will kind of wrap around the candle. Kind of hold it in there. Because I want to be able to get the candles in and out because they're electric and they have the little on-off switch so I can turn them on and off. And I want them to be able to go in and out of this. I don't want them stuck on. Okay. I think we'll do this one just a little teeny bit up here. And maybe that will work. Yeah, they're not forcing them in there, but it kind of holds them together. So I thought I would, I think I like that. I might glue the ends of these together just to hold it a little bit more so the kids don't knock it off. So I'm just going to take the two ends that are kind of hugging the candle, and I'm just going to put some glue in the middle to hold them together. And I'm going to try not to make it too big and gaudy. And that will just hopefully kind of move these out of the way so that candle fits. Ooh, that's warm. All right, so it kind of just holds it together. Just so they're not getting knocked off. If you put this on a dining room table or something, it would probably be a little safer, but I want something for the living room. All right, we're going to do the same thing over here and just glue these ends together. All right, I like it. Okay, so now I'm just going to dress these candles up a little bit because they're kind of plain and not too much though, just a little more Christmassy. Now give them a nice country feel. So I'm going to take this burlap and I think I can get, I think it's wide enough. Oh yeah, I should be able to just cut it in half. Let's see, we're going to go around the candle. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I've got this strip of burlap, and this is the 5.5-inch stuff at Walmart. And then I'm going to fold it in half and just cut it so it's like a little over 2 inches, 2.5. There. So then I have 2 strips out of one of these pieces of burlap. And then I'm going to unwrap my candles, possibly, if I can get hold of them. There we go. Those were tough. That one was. Alright, well, these are wrapped in, but I don't know why. I bought them at the same time at the Dollar Tree, so who knows. Old style and the new style, something. Alright. And now I'm just going to take this burlap and I'm going to wrap it around the bottom of the candle, like so, and glue it on. I'm just going to take it and just glue this puppy right on. I'm okay with the little ragged edges on the burlap. I kind of like that. And then we'll glue this top down. Careful with hot glue and burlap. It comes right through. Alright, so we're going to pull that nice and tight and just glue this end down. It's a little long. I'm going to trim it so it's not quite so long. Just want it to overlap a tiny bit. There. Here we go. And we'll just put a little strip of glue there. There we go. And we can cut off a couple of these long strings that are kind of long and weird. So then we have a piece of green on there. Come on. All right, and then we have our candle all wrapped in burlap. And I'm just going to take a little strip of this red thin ribbon, and I'm going to do the same thing with that. Wrap it right around there, right in the middle of the burlap. Just like this. So, and I'm going to put my glue right over my other glue, so it's all in the back. And we'll be able to turn these so the greenery kind of hides this glued spot. Try to get it right in the middle. This ribbon is so thin, you don't even have to glue the back down. You could just, one thing, it's going to go through all of it. There. All right. And just a little bit of color on there. I just love that look. You can stick those right in. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing to the other candle. All righty. That is it. We have got this one all done as well. So those are done. I'll just cut these long pieces off and we can stick this right in the other side. All right. Now you could be done here, but I think I want to add a poinsettia. I'm not sure. Let me grab one. Okay, so I have a couple of these like burgundy, dark red poinsettias left over from another project. So Let's see. Oh, and I think I'm going to add some on the ends, like that. What do you think? Yeah? No? No poinsettias? More poinsettias? Alright, and how about right there? Well, I think I like that with a little, just the three. Just kind of fills it in, gives it a little more red. Let's glue them on. I just pop the heads right off the stems, and that way they sit down where I want them to. And I like that they're kind of tucked in there. I like they're pushing their way out. And you can glue your little petals down if you don't like the way they sit. I think there, like that. There we go. I like it. I like it. Just glue this one on. Stick that right in there. And then I'm just going to pull all these little glue strings off because they just are crazy. Okay, so I am totally loving how this came out. It is just adorable. I like it. All the berries and the greenery and the flowers. It really just fits all together nicely, I think. And it is the perfect size for the coffee table. Let me know in the comments what you would do differently. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.